This is a thermistor similar to yours, except for the specs on this one is 5.5 ohms, whereas yours is 1.0 ohms. I'm going to show you how to test this really quick. All right, set your meter to ohms on the horseshoe, okay? And I'm going to probe this. It doesn't matter which side. If I can stop shaking. Darn it. You can see on the meter, it's got to take a moment to charge. There's 5.5 ohms. What does that say, 6?
6.64.
All right, we'll take that for now because I'm going to show you why. The specs on this one is 5.5 ohms, and you can see that it just dropped to 6.4, and I'm keeping the probes on the thermistor. But the reason it's higher is because I want to show you what happens when you apply cool or heat to it. Your ohms should change based on a heat source or based on a cold source. So if I take this thermistor and I set an ice cube on top of it, that ice cube sitting directly on top of that thermistor. All right. It's not going to read immediately. It's got to start cooling down, but I'm going to put my probes on this thermistor under the ice cube. All right. You can see on the meter, we're at 9.2 ohms, 9.3, 9.4. You can see that this one is rising due to cold. 10 ohms. 10.1. It's going to continue to rise. Whereas if I apply heat, it's going to go down. Yours may be the opposite. I don't know the specs on yours, but if you apply heat to the one that you have, it's either going to go up and down, and once you apply cold, it's going to go the opposite way of what the heat did. But this one's going to continue to rise until it meets its max tolerance on the ohms. The other thing with a good thermistor, if I remove the ice cube, wiping the water off, you should be able to see on the meter with the ice cube off, it should be dropping back to its normalized state of 5.5 ohms, which in your case would be 1 ohm. Also checking for continuity, set your meter to continuity. Check both sides, you should have a steady beep for continuity. And it doesn't matter if you swap your probes. Still got the continuity on the continuity check. And you can see with my meter, it still reads the ohms on continuity. I'm not sure if yours does, but if I go back and set the ohms, my probes are on now different sides. It does not matter. Put it on there with the coolness off. It's still going back to room temperature. 8.3 ohms, 8.2. It's going to continue to drop until it gets to its normal room temperature state. The thermistor is good as long as it rises with heat or cold, depending on the thermistor you have, and then the opposite when you apply the heat or the cold. It should drop or rise depending on the one. They should do opposites of one another.